Hello everyone. I'd like to welcome you all to another chapter of the Python beginners tutorial. Now we are on our chapter number 6 where we will learn about the usefulness of comments in Python. Okay, so we will learn that for a better understanding of an individual, how you will be able to write something for the understanding of yourself or the one who is actually looking into your code, that they can understand your code in a better way and it doesn't affect while you run your code. Okay, we will learn that how to use comments and also why it is quite important in Python to use comments inside. So let's not waste time and let's get started. So over here on my screen, as you guys can see, now I'm here again in the same project. Let's right click, let's click on new and let's create up a Python file, and I will name this file as comments.py, and let's click on enter, and I do have the comments Python file right over here. So first we need to understand that what is a comment. Okay, so comments are basically used for developers or for yourself to make your life easier. Let's say we do have a big equation, or have a big or a complex program, and for myself to understand, or for other developer who are working with me or whom am I sharing my file, that they do understand that what do I mean by this particular variable, or what do I mean about this particular place. In some of the complex places, sometimes we might get confused just by looking at the numbers. So using comments, we will be able to do that, and we will be able to tell exactly in the text word that what are we trying to say. Let's say if I come here, for example, if I just type WT. Okay, so if I just type WT and if I just give equals to and I type 83. And here, as you guys can see, my variable name is WT, which is equal to 83 right over here. And before starting to write up a comment, we need to make sure that we to put up a hashtag. And now I can just tell that weight in pounds. Okay, so if I tell this one that the weight is in pounds, so over here the one who will be working with me, or for now let me, like, I may understand that what I was trying to say, but later if I come here to the same file and if I check that this particular statement or this particular program, I may get confused that okay, what did I mean by WT, because I didn't write the whole thing over here. Okay, so here if I do have a comment over here just beside, you guys can see using the hashtag, and it is better that always once you put your hashtag to write a comment, you do give a space and then start writing your text. And while writing your comment, you need to make sure that it's not too long and also it is to the context. Okay, so we will also understand about that. And here, as you guys can see, now I am writing that the weight is in, let's say the weight is in pounds. Okay, so over here now I'll understand, okay, so the one who wrote this program means that the weight or the number over here is in pounds. Okay, so I do mean by pounds right over here. Okay, so now anything whichever you want to write, especially for complex comments or complex programs, we do use these comments to make our life easier, as well as the one who are working. Let's say we are collaborating together and we are working in one same project. So in that case, we can use these comments to make our life easier, because I have already showed you in other classes that once you use this hashtag and then we write anything, and after that if we run our code, it won't affect our code at all, because by default Python will know that okay, this is a comment and I should not interfere with this, or I should not try to read whatever is inside the comment. Okay, so by default, the Python do understand once they see this hashtag sign. Okay, so over here now, let's come here, and over here, let's try to put out a different program. Okay, so let's come here and let me try to put out some random program. Let's go with for, let's put a. Okay, so I'll just put a in range. So for you guys might feel that what kind of code is this? Okay, so I'm not expecting you guys that you guys will understand as you guys are getting started, but just to show you guys an example that how useful it is to use a comment in your programming. Okay, so as you guys can see, I do have used the for statement. Let's go with for. Let's go with be in range. And now let's open parenthesis. And over here, now I will put that a plus 1, and I will just give the colon. Let's click on enter. And over here, I do want to print. Let's open parenthesis. And over here, let's open my double quote. And I will just put out my asterisk for multiplication. And at the same time, I'll just give out a comma. Let's give it up a space. And I do want to the end statement. Let's go with the end statement right over here. And also I will just open my quotation. Okay, as you guys can see, I do have opened up my quotation as well. Let's click on enter. And lastly, I do want to print. Okay, let's come here. And now let's print. And also I'll just open parenthesis, and also I'll just open double quote, and I'll just give it out a space in between. So here, as you guys can see that I do have this particular code. And now if you just take a one glance towards this, you guys will not understand what I am trying to say. Okay, but over here now, if I say that I will come here onto the right hand side of this one, and I will just put out a hashtag. And after that, now I will start typing that this is a loop which prints triangle. Okay, so if I just come here, and also I'll just click on enter, or let's click on backspace itself. And the same way I will come here, and over here also let me just put the hashtag, and I will just type that made with a sequence of asterisks. And let's click on over here. And again, I will just give out an exclamation, or the hashtag, sorry, the triangle has, and let's come here, let me just put 3 instead. So I'll just type has 3 sides. Okay, so now if you just take up a look here, you guys can just read out the comment that okay, this is a loop which prints triangle, and this one is basically made with a sequence of asterisks. You guys can see it is made with a sequence of asterisks, and the triangle has 3 sides. So in range, you guys can see the range is 3. So if a new developer also looks at this one, they will get a better idea that what this particular code is about. So now I hope you guys to have got a basic idea about comments. Now let me tell you that what are the things that you should avoid when you are trying to write a comment for yourself or whether for the other developer. Okay, so in that case, always try to make sure that you do use or you do put value in your programming using your comment. Okay, if you come here and if you just type that WT is a variable assigned for the value of number 83. Okay, so here this particular statement doesn't apply or doesn't put any value to this thing. Okay, so the one who does coding, who do have a great idea about programming, they already know that WT is equals to 83 and this is a variable. So I need to make sure that I do add value. So let's say I can just tell them the unit. Let's say I can just type unit and I will just type, let's come here and I can just type pound. So over here, the next person who is working, they'll understand that, okay, here it says that this 83 is a unit which is in pound. Okay, so they'll have a better idea about in the code what's happening. Okay, so you need to make sure that you add value and also you should see that you don't make too big of a comment which actually exists, because the comment should be small and should actually have a lot of knowledge that just with a glance or just by reading once you will understand about the whole programming or about the whole step what is going on inside your program. So yeah, I hope this class was clear on comments. So I hope to see you all in the next chapter. Till then, take care and goodbye everyone.